On. Hey guys, Bert Berger here, Sunova.Surfboards, and today I'm going to be talking about the Ghost, our SUP model. So I'll just give you a quick look at the outline. Okay, so that's basically it, the Sunova Ghost. So this originally came from the Creek, okay, so if anyone doesn't know, Rick Weeks, SUP the Creek, or affectionately known as the Creek. So we had the Creek model for a while, and it's quite interesting because Rick's probably our oldest team rider. I don't know how old Rick is now, but he's well and truly in his 70s, okay? He's still ripping, and it's unreal. But it's an interesting journey because as you grow from a little kid into an adult, you need different boards. Most of your adult life you can ride the same thing, and then as you get older you also need different boards that are going to help you maybe not make life so difficult and so on, catching waves, the whole bit. So it was interesting when Rick came to me with his requests. It was almost like we were taking some performance out, and it turns out with Rick getting a little older, he felt he couldn't move his weight around so much anymore. Couldn't get back on the back foot, couldn't really jam the back foot too hard. Felt like his legs were going to crumble underneath him. So what Rick said is he wanted to be able to stand further forward on the board and just stand in one place and just have a lot of comfort. So what we ended up doing was we just gave it a very comfortable outline, typical of a performance surfboard, okay? It has this little bump in the outline here, and that allows the tail to just come around a little easier with zero effort. We also moved the entire fin cluster and took all the fins further forward, because what your fin position determines where your back foot needs to be to lay into a turn. So the further back your fins are, the further back on the tail you need to be. If your fins are a little further forward, you can stand further forward and still have control. And so the fin cluster being forward, and then also too, the tail is very flat in the rocker. And so when you lean into a turn a little bit, it just wants to keep driving you forward. So Rick wanted something that had a lot of carry, just kept going and going. Also wanted something that was really easy to turn just from a very centered spot in the board. He didn't want to get right back on the back foot. So fin cluster forward, and also too with the flatter tail, it just will keep squirting through the turns. One of the other things too is we've set it up a bit more meat in the tail and quite a very hard edge in the back end, so that the back end just wants to keep squirting, just keep pushing you forward. Now, one of the other things too was the comfort factor. So Rick mentioned that when he's got a lot of dome in the deck, you know, he gets his legs that are all worn out. So what we were able to do with this one is we kept the deck very flat in the standing area. And then, but when you pick it up and you grab the rails and you put it under your arm, I don't think I can get my arm around that, the rails pinch down quite nicely. So the idea there is that when you have a low rail and you put it on rail, that low rail just tends to knife in or drop in, and the rail just drops in a little easier. So nice fine rail for sensitivity, nice flat deck for comfort. You see, in general, this little bump, like I said, it just helps to free up the back end. You're not really having to push it right through the turn. It'll sort of come around a lot easier, so that helps as well. And then we've just got this little bit of a leftover diamond tail from the original Creek. So, the Ghost. Small wave board, has a lot of carry, catches waves effortlessly, and then once you're on the board, you don't need to move around a lot. You can kind of stand in one spot. So Rick, he loves it. He says it's great. It really does the job for him. So it's helped him into his 70s just to have a board that's a lot easier to surf. He doesn't have to manhandle it and jab the back foot to get anything out of it. And for someone who's learning as well, I mean, all those things are going to make life easier. So yeah, that's a little bit of the rundown on the Ghost. You're going to love it.